Hey you guys, what's up? It's been a long time since I've done one of these chit chat videos. I've had something that's been on my mind for a while. And after talking to a friend last night, I was like, I gotta make a video on this because this has been bugging me. And I feel like I need to help, but I don't know how, and I'm looking for your feedback. So one of the things that I have noticed with my followers, and it doesn't matter what site, it could be To Create, it could be Passive Sure Profits, different site, different topic, different ways of making money, but the same problems. And it has to do with inaction. It's like an epidemic where people have every intention in the world of trying something or doing something, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, creating a website, making a t-shirt, and they never, ever start. And I'm not talking about people that start and fail. I'm talking about people that buy courses, never open them up, or buy courses and never create their first shirt. I had a lady earlier this year that said, you know what, I bought your courses and I had no business buying your course because I just don't have time to do it. I don't have time to work on this. I hear this so much from people, or oh, I'm going to buy your course, and then you never hear from them or whatever. Or people that say, I love your content, I'm inspired by it, I'm going to start my channel, and then they never do. It's just a lot of inaction, and it seems to be an epidemic. And I don't think this is just my followers. I think this is more of a human issue, a global issue, where people have great intentions of jumping into something, but they just can't get out the gate for whatever reason. So I was talking to my friend last night on the phone, and she just got into merch by Amazon about, I guess, maybe a month ago. And I gifted her my Photoshop course for the one that's on Passive Sure Profits. And she was going through the course. In fact, she even gave me half of the money for the course because she said, I can't just let you give this to me. This is awesome. And I don't want to be that friend that just expects you to do everything for free just because we're friends, which I greatly appreciated. But anyway, she was going through the course and she uploaded one shirt, just like a dummy shirt, just to have or keep her account active. It was a very simple, design with just basic text. But since that time, she's done absolutely nothing. And in the last 10 days, we have spoken on the phone 3 times for at least 3 hours. So that's 9 hours we've spent on the phone. So that's 9 hours that instead of talking on the phone, gossiping, talking about celebrities or what's going on in the world, that's time she could have been spending on merch. And this is somebody who wants this very badly. This is not like, oh, I'm going to do this because Lisa's doing this. No, she really wants to make this work. And let me just give you her background. She's a mom. She's got 2 kids, ages 8 months and 2. So 2 kids under 3, 2 kids in diapers, basically. A mom, a wife, works in corporate America, busy mom, just like a lot of you all. And you could argue, well, she's a busy mom, Lisa, she doesn't have time. I get that. And if you truly are busy and that's your story, I'm not here to judge you for that. I'm not talking to you guys. But clearly, if she had 9 hours to talk to me on the phone, then she had 9 hours to devote to Merch by Amazon, but she chose not to work on Merch by Amazon. And the point I'm making in this video, I feel like a lot of people use that I don't have time excuse. And she hasn't really used that excuse, but a lot of people use that I don't have time when a lot of times you're not making time for it out of maybe fear of failure. Maybe you're just overwhelmed and you just really don't know where to start. And what's interesting is we were on the phone last night and she's on her house phone talking to me, and she's got her smartphone in her hand on Instagram, looking at shirts. So she's scrolling through Instagram telling me, hey, Lisa, oh, look at this shirt. Oh, this is cute. I like this. And she's texting me pictures of shirts. And I got off the phone and I'm like, why were we on the phone looking at shirts? She should have been creating shirts. And at one point she goes, wow, all these cute shirts are just text. As if she has to do something really fancy. I'm like, yeah, you can just do text designs. You don't have to do anything fancy, especially when you're learning. That's what I did when I started. And so I know just from some of the comments that she's made and working with so many other people throughout this career that I have, whatever you want to call it, that she's fearing failure. Some of y'all knew where I was going with this. And I know I talk about this a lot, but it's such an epidemic. And I think it's the source of a lot of the inaction. People want to know that it's going to work. And unfortunately, you guys, I can't give you that. Nobody can give you that. I know this is going to sound discouraging, but most of the things I upload for print on demand don't sell. Most of the things that I upload do not sell. I have made thousands of dollars this year selling t-shirts online, and most of my stuff has not sold. So you have to get comfortable with the fact that you're going to do things that just aren't going to work. But I can guarantee you this. I cannot guarantee how much success you're going to have. I will never tell anybody, oh, yes, you're going to make a lot of money with merch by Amazon. I can't ever tell anyone that, because some people won't make money. Some people will do great. Some people won't. But one thing I can tell you is that if you don't do anything, you sure as heck won't make any money. And I can just tell by the questions that she's always asking me, even before she got into merch, she's worried that, oh, it's too late. She's not going to be able to make money. And let's be real. It's way more competitive than it was when I started. I won't lie. But I've also created like 5 or 6 shirts in the last month that have sold within 2 weeks. So if you know what you're doing, you can sell, right? Or if you take the time to learn, you can sell. And I don't want to make this about merch by Amazon or shirts. That's not even the point in this video. I'm really trying to get to the root of this inaction because it's so prevalent. And I think for some people, it is about time. Hey, I'm the last person to judge anybody about, oh, you're not that busy or whatever. With what I went through this year with my dad, and I had some other personal things that I went through, I understand that life gets in the way, and who am I to judge you? But like I said, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to those of you who are making excuses for not taking action because you're worried that it's not going to work. You're looking for that guarantee that, oh, well, but are people still making money with it? Are you sure it's going to work? No, I'm not sure. And I would never tell you that I'm sure. But I am sure you won't know if you don't try. But I want to know, and this is where I sometimes feel like I'm failing as a content creator. What can I do to get more people over that hump? And that's really what I want to focus on in 2019. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is I want to hear from you guys. I've been doing a lot of videos on stuff I want to talk about, but not necessarily checking in with you guys and finding out who you are now, because my audience has changed, evolved. Some people have left, and I don't really know who you guys are anymore. Some of you might just be watching because you've just been watching all this time. I don't know who you are. But I do know that a lot of you struggle with that inaction because I see it on my YouTube comments. I see it on Facebook. I see it in my email box. I hear it from my students. They've got these courses. I can go in right now and look at my PSP courses, and there will be people 0%, meaning they bought the course months ago and have never opened it. Inaction. And while some of these people, life might have gotten in the way and they don't have time, but I think for a lot of people, it is, I'm overwhelmed or I'm afraid of failing. I'm looking for this guarantee that I'm going to be successful. I don't want to fail again. And this is the thing too about online and what I like about online. What's so cool about being online is that you can fail a ton of times and nobody really has to know. You don't have to go advertise that you uploaded 100 shirts and they didn't sell. So that lets me know that a lot of people take failure very personally. It's really more about, I cannot have yet another failure. But the thing you all don't realize is that everybody that's doing something online has had a lot of failures. You just don't see them. And if you've been listening to my podcast, I've mentioned this several times about how I've had so many shirts that have never sold. I've mentioned on this channel, I've had so many websites that never went anywhere. But you don't hear me talking about that. The difference between a successful entrepreneur and one that is not successful is not necessarily about education or smarts. A lot of times it's just resilience. I was reading an article about entrepreneurship once, and it said one of the key traits entrepreneurs have is resilience, the ability to, if something doesn't work, then just try something else. And you might have to fail 10, 15, 20, 30 times before that one thing works. But see, the problem is you guys follow all these people on YouTube, social media. You're not seeing those failures. You're only focusing on how, well, they're smarter than me, or I don't know Photoshop. Who says you have to know Photoshop? Just learn Canva, for goodness sakes. Just get a simple text design. Just get started. What do they say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It sounds disgusting, but you get the point. You just got to start somewhere, and you do a little here and a little there and a little there. And before you know it, you've eaten half the elephant. So you don't have to be like Pat Flynn in 30 days, right? You can just start small and work your way up to that. Stop comparing yourself to people. That's the other thing people do. So what I really want to do better is, first of all, figure out who you guys are again and figure out how I can help you better, those of you who are stuck, because it's an epidemic. And I've learned it's not site specific. It is across the board. And I guarantee other people that do videos like myself have followers that have the same issues. So let's talk about that. What is keeping you stuck? Let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the comments.